I've spent the last 10 years studying League of Legends, playing professionally, and most recently I've been training Movistar Koi's Academy program full-time in Madrid. I've realized something about League of Legends content. It's everywhere right now. You can spend hours and hours and hours learning all different concepts through 10-minute YouTube videos. And if you're serious about climbing, you probably deserve better than that. That's why I've created a 24-lesson in-depth concept guide, including computer science, sports psychology, laning phase examples, top Korean pro team fighting, lots of tips and tricks that I've learned over the last 10 years that's allowed me to climb deep into Challenger and win multiple titles in the EU scene. So if you're serious about climbing and this is something that would interest you, check out my website, gingerxyz.net. Thank you so much for the support, and let's get back into the video, guys. I think it's better because you're a higher elo player that we go super deep instead of super wide. Does it make sense? Instead of trying to cover all the topics, we should try to cover like one game, go super deep, and then when you're reviewing games yourself in the future, like these are the sorts of things you need to be applying. Does it make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, so you sent me some personal objectives and you were talking about how you're rating yourself. So maybe you can explain to me and the people watching, like what exactly have you been doing to track your metrics?
I mean, as I already sent you some notes, try to always, like in the morning when I rewatch my game, I try to like highlight 3 to 5 points that I think are most crucial for me, that would have the most impact if I would do them better. Like a lot of the times I have the same notes. Like for example, I have it like very often that after like I do one outtake, I just preemptively click back.
Yeah.
And sometimes when the enemy team uses spells, like obviously I don't need to click back, it's really bad. I can just perma click forward.
Yeah.
And for example, that's a note that I try to improve. I think it's getting a bit better, but sometimes I just like preemptively click back again. And that sometimes could be a big throw between getting me another outtake and not getting no outtake.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, at least from what I saw, you're using a rating scale of 10, and that has its positives and negatives, which we'll probably get into. But I think it's very interesting. That is a good note that you've picked up on. But something interesting that you wrote as well is that it depends on the day. So like you wake up in the morning, maybe you review your games from yesterday and be like, oh, these are things I'm working on today. And I guess like the advice that I'd want to point out to you is I'm not sure changing your objectives frequently is a good idea. And I'll try to explain to you a bit better why. Why do we take measurements in the first place? Well, we're trying to make something subjective measurable. So okay, I had a good game today, or I played good League today. To someone who didn't watch our games of League, they don't really know what that means. It's like, well, did you win your games? Did you play well? Like, we don't know. By making the rating scale, it definitely becomes easier for someone who didn't see it to digest the information. And the way you need to think about that is 1 month after you played this game or you made these notes, you need to be able to look back on your notes and be like, oh yeah, I know what was going on there. Does that make sense? So that's very important. Try to record the same goals for a while until they're consistently above a threshold and then move on to something new. If you're working on clicks in lane, right? And it doesn't matter, you know, you're getting 6s, you're getting 8s, somewhere beneath this range. You say, okay, once it gets to a consistent 9, I'll swap my goal. And that's super boring, but it's definitely worth doing. Yeah, because you want to have some reliable data as well. Like, let me give you a counter example, right? Let's say you're playing against Han Sama, right? Or you're playing against like Upset or super top 80 carry. And you review the game and it's like, oh, my clicks were an issue. Because maybe you got stomped in lane, or maybe you didn't play the matchup that well. Your clicks were an issue. But then you play against like Super Master ADC 123, and your clicks were actually objectively worse than when you played against Hansama, but you just didn't get punished for it. And so there's less attention on it, or maybe it's harder for you to differentiate, well, did I even make a mistake here? And so that's the point, that context matters, so you need to take a lot of measurements. And then you can even put those measurements into a different category. Hey, this is when I'm playing against top 10 80 carries, this is my sample size, because you have so many measurements. Does it make sense? So yeah, something to be mindful of. And then I think it's also worth considering, is the data like are the experiments repeatable? So do you make the same mistakes? And if yes, you can then test varied solutions. Does that make sense? Because if you just apply one fix and then you don't test enough, it's like you don't even know if that fix was the thing that was good or if it's even a good fix. And I'll give you an example. You look at Duffman or the top sort of scouts. What are they doing? Like, why are they getting paid? What do they actually do? Well, at the World Championship or top games, they take a bunch of samples of games, something that the team plays over the year or the season, and they look particularly at level 1, because as the game changes and progresses, yeah, you know, there's going to be some tendencies on objective setup and things like this. Dragon fights happen every game, but level 1, the game starts fresh every time, and you can see, all right, the 80 carry stands here, the 80 carry stands here, top laner stands here, where do they ward, and they try to find exploitable patterns, right? And so you need to scout yourself, essentially. That's why you need to take so many measurements. I hope this was useful. I know it's probably a little bit off topic of the game review, but I think it's very important. There are people that understand all the concepts, and they're usually brilliant mathematicians or whatever, or students. But you can be a good student without understanding the concepts by doing bulk problems. That makes sense? You'll see all the little tricks that the person puts into the problems, and you'll see patterns. And the chance of you coming on an exam day and seeing the pattern again, you might do it. Even if you have no idea how to actually solve it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
it makes sense.
Let's get into it. So, when you press tab, before the game starts, I want you to run me through some of your thoughts. So, the first thing is, I hope you're using champion select and loading screen to actually formulate a plan on how this game should play out. For your laning phase, for how team fights are going to play out, for how your team actually wants to function, and how your team wins into theirs, right? So, try to give me some of your thoughts right now about how lane should go, natural shape of the wave, should you be playing towards mid or side lane, things like this.
Okay, one thing by the way, I used like for the last, I don't know, few weeks, I used like one tool that's also available where you can track where you can see the cooldowns from enemy. Wait, give me 1 second. How's it called? It's called load cooldowns. I use it like almost every game before the game starts, so I see what the cooldown of enemy team is. Mostly I check from enemy ADC, enemy support.
That's great.
Support, so I can see if you have like a window. Like for example here the Nautilus, if he hooks, he has 40 seconds cooldown. But if he hooks, he has like 7 seconds cooldown, and then he has a window where he can hook the other stuff where he doesn't have to spells.
Perfect.
But for the matchup, I think early on, if they are smart, I think there is a world where they can get prio with Kai'Sa if he queues the wave. But I think if they play for push, we can get a bit of poke on with my queues.
Perfect.
And if they play a bit scared, there's a world where we get prio as well.
Okay. I love your analysis so far. So you have a lot of conditional statements. You're saying if this, then this. If this, then this. If this, then this. So that's great to start off with. I think that's very good. So let's look at some trades, right? Like, let me ask you about some trades. So, how do you trade 1v1 versus Kai'Sa? What does a winning trade look like for Misfortune? What does a winning trade look like for Kai'Sa?
Winning trade looks for me, I think, just out the Q. Ideally, I want to stand in the minion wave, so the Q from Kai'Sa doesn't hit only me, isolated.
Agree.
And then, if the fight extends a bit, it's okay to trade one more outtake for the breast attack, but then I kind of want to run away. Right.
Okay. So I love your details. The first thing is PTA versus lethal tempo, right? So at 3 you win. At anything above 3, it gets risky, right? Because then she can start looking for an all-in, and second round of cooldowns come up. So basically, you're playing chip versus all-in, and you need to get this Kai'Sa to a point where she's so chipped that she can't all-in. Does that make sense?
It's true. Yeah.
So that's how, like, just from the matchup, just from the laning, that's exactly what you're describing, and that's a very simple way to put it. So, okay. Perfect. You want to get little three stacks. You don't mind trading a bit of HP as long as you don't drop below a certain threshold. If you get this low and Kai'Sa's this low, it might be better for her, right? Because it's going to be an all-in situation. Or you can start talking about Alice's sustain. Doesn't matter too much. Okay. Yeah. Something I like to talk about with my students is who wins level 1? All in to the death. Fist fight. Everyone is all in. What happens?
If you mean bot into it 2 all in, I think they probably win the trade. If we just all in, just
probably
they win.
Who wins? No? You have €1 million to bet on this 2v2. It's a cage fight.
I think enemy team win for sure. No,
they win for sure. End of story.
Nautilus and Kai'Sa look so strong.
Okay, I agree with you, and they do win. They completely stomp you. Why? Because they have it's chip versus all in, right? As the fight continues, they're going to get multiple rotations of their spells off, and this lethal tempo plus plasma is going to destroy you. Great, that's really useful info. So what does that mean level 1? Well, it starts impacting where do we stand. It starts impacting which bush do we take. It starts impacting which trades do we take and how do we want to shape the wave. Okay, next question. Jungle path. What do both junglers want to do this game?
Junglers want to full clear, obviously.
Yeah, they just want to farm and be efficient, yeah?
I think there's high chance that both junglers are even pathing top because Sudamayon looks very pierceable.
100%. Look, no TP, no TP. First person to die top lane is going to be crying. And it's Alistar versus Naut. It's a complete AFK matchup. So we need to start thinking about how do we want to shape our wave of all of this information. So before the game even started, we just did a bunch of analysis on how this game could possibly go, okay? And as you said, I agree. If Kai'Sa wants to get the push, she can probably get it. But what's the consequence of her playing for push?
The consequence of her playing for push means that they don't really have a window to hold in us because the wave is nearly to on the tower. So
Yeah.
it's probably better to trade.
What are you going to do when she's hitting the wave?
Yeah, I cannot take her.
You're going to hit her, right? Because you're going to get to a point where you realize that you can't equalize the wave anymore. Like, you're going to be in a situation where you're both level 1, level 1, and you realize that Kai'Sa's up, I don't know, 4 auto attacks on the wave. You can't equalize that even if you use your Q and stuff on the wave anymore too, right? So the difference between him getting level 1 and level 2, you harass him, right? And I think you understand this intuitively. I'm just trying to make it super clear so that when you're playing the game out, you know exactly what to do. So I like that you're standing here. I think it's good. I think you can get cheesed. As we said, we lose level 1 all into the death. So if you stand here, now it's going to come and hook you. I'm sure you've died many times to this and been super tilted. So I'm glad you avoided this. Be mindful of the timer. Be mindful of the timer here in which you leave. It's a little bit early. 118. I think it's possible that some snakes can get through. Maybe they can flank you. It's not about you being unsafe because you have Ali. It's just, I don't know. Maybe Talent can get cheesed here or something. Doesn't matter so much because it's Diana, but yeah, keep in mind. Okay.
Okay.
Walk with the wave. This is good. You don't want to get hooked, right? Good Q. Order. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I want to review the sequence quickly, okay? So the first thing is, and I saw this a couple times when I was watching this game through. The position, obviously, that you need to stand is either here or here, right? You have a range advantage, so standing here wouldn't make that much sense. This one makes more sense, right? So you dodge the Naut hook while also applying pressure. Okay, it's fine. You got hooked. It's not even a good hook by Norlis. It's useless. Sure. Okay, it's fine. Keep looking. Now here. Do you notice that you Q auto here? So watch it one more time, right? One more auto, then Q. Get 12% extra on the PTA damage, yeah? You know you're going to get this next auto attack off because the range is, what? This is your max range, probably, right? So just keep that in mind. Now, alternatively, you don't even have to hit the Nautilus here. Right here, what does Kai'Sa feel pressured to do while you're hitting Nautilus?
Yeah, he's probably walking up from Alistair.
Return damage, right? So what you can do here is you can just stutter for a second, not auto attack him, and see what this guy does. If he inputs this way, change and auto Q him. Because like we don't really care about taking this now to HP. The only reason we're hitting him is because we can, right? Yeah. Now, if Kai'Sa decides to click back, sure, just take the Nautilus HP and go back to the wave, yeah? I'm just saying, you don't have to make a decision right now. Just because your auto attack timer came back up doesn't mean you have to hit him. Make sense? Okay, let's continue. It's fine. Positioning behind the minions. Same thing again. I would try to like be a bit more confident with your positioning to the right. Like I think you can hold this spot. As long as you're behind the minions, you're fine. Okay. Because we already defined auto Q for auto Q. As long as it's non-isolated, it's still a good trade for you. Yeah. Kai'Sa uses Q here. I like that you try to punish her. Okay. Now, when you use Q to punish her, right here, you know that you cannot get the push, right? Yeah. So that last auto attack on the minion here was dangerous. Because, and you can say, hey, yeah, I knew Nautilus hook was down, buddy. Dangerous. I mean, I didn't know at this point. Yeah. I didn't know at this point exactly when it's up. And you thumbs up because you're like, oh, thank God, Kai'Sa didn't W me or I didn't get hooked. You know that, and I just want to let you know that it's this auto attack. It's this one here that will lose you games. Okay? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, Alistair goes for a Superman combo. I hate it personally because your jungler's pathing away, you know. I'm the like I just hate volatility when the jungler's not coming, okay? I hate it. Okay.
I wasn't the biggest fan.
Good Q.
I was thinking they only used Flash. I don't think they used Telia, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. But maybe they used, I don't know.
So at 240, right? Like this is probably the 3-camp timer, right? Like, and a good way to track jungle, which you probably know, is just like check your jungler versus enemy jungler, right? 3-camp's done. Now, no one's coming, you know. It's a full clear game, and top lane is lava, not bot. So let's have a look. I'm not gonna keep mentioning your positioning behind the minions, okay? Because I already talked about it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this is the first timer in the last 3 minutes that the enemy has gone to ward, and you can cover this area. So right now, you know, they have no ward here, and the only place that Kai'Sa could go on ward now is here. Make sense? Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Because right now, they also know it's a 3-camp timer, right? So what should you be doing?
Yeah.
Look at your position. You're here.
So I was walking up at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then when Nautilus walked up, I was a bit scared and I would just walk back.
And fair enough, right? Fair enough. But the important thing is so you lack information, right? No info.
Yeah.
We can make assumptions and so can they. No info. So what does this mean? When both people have no info, it's a game of bluffing, correct?
Yes.
I've watched you play these games out, and I understand that you want to be a very mechanical player. I watch you skill check people permanently, particularly in the wrong times, and I'll cover that later. But what I'm trying to say to you is, play on the max range of his hook. If there's a time to get value from both of you not having information, it could be now. But right now, this? I'm like, if I'm Naut and Kai'Sa, I'm like, okay, we're Bing chilling, Talon's not here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make the same argument that like you're baiting or whatever, but people are never going to die in this situation. Does it matter in this game?
It's just I should
Yes. Does it matter in this game? No, it doesn't. The point is apply pressure at all periods of time where you can while not taking risk.
Mm-hmm. Okay, makes sense.
It's really, really, really annoying to play against a player that's always in range and oh, can I throw my skill shot? Maybe not. Oh, I don't. In this game, in this moment, did it matter? No, it didn't. Is it going to matter next game? Yes. Now, I want to show you something here as well, probably with the wave management. So here, I want to ask you two questions. First thing is, what do you want to buy?
I mean, the thing is, like here my thought process was, Kai'Sa wasn't showing like for 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a bird where she just bases for like, I don't know, longsword or something.
Okay.
So my thought process was here, that if she doesn't show in the next few seconds, I just hard push this wave, maybe get the Cull base, maybe get like better base. I mean, I can't really buy much as well. But I guess I mean, if next wave probably is next wave Scan wave, I think next wave is Scan wave. So
I think it is, yeah.
Like 2 long swords.
2 long swords, I agree.
Maybe.
I think that's what you want, 2 long swords.
Yeah.
So, and what's interesting about what you point out is like, okay, so if Kai'Sa base right now, right? She's in base,
yeah.
Okay, and she bought a long sword or whatever. Why does that mean that you need to push?
That's a good question. It means because I want to get a better base, but I think what you want to point out here is we can just slow push this wave, and it doesn't really matter if Kai'Sa base because
correct.
One longsword doesn't change the trade.
Well, the thing is, you're gonna have a level advantage. So Kai'Sa will have an extra 10 AD, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, you have wave on your side and EXP. It's also their gank timer, right? So like, Talon's gonna finish his 2 camps, probably get top crab, and if Diana's doing the opposite, like, by the time your wave is stacked and you're level 3 versus level 2, you really think they're gonna try gank you in a stacked wave? All I'm trying to point out to you is that you attaching that Kai'Sa being in base and generating tempo means you need to base is not true. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Makes sense.
So
especially because
because
I'm full HP.
Yes, take it slow, okay? And and I'll show you something as well. Okay, so she ends up showing again. You see her now. You want to take this slow. So you have 2 choices right now, okay? And I hope you're using the incoming wave as a way to calculate the timers. So right now, you have 2 options. First one is you need to crash this wave before this wave reaches the turret, okay? That's your first task. Alternatively, you slow push and try to collect this incoming wave before you crash. The issue is, if you start to fast push this, and they play to hold it here, you can't do much about it. You have to play 3v2. Make sense? If they try to freeze here, and you didn't go on ward, I mean, the jungle is probably going to be here. You have to play 3v2 with the wave anyways. So, whether you fast push this wave, or you wait and stack the next one, you still have to play 3v2. If everyone plays correctly. Do you understand that? Before we move on. Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
I understand
so, if you wanted the best chance to win a 3v2, what would you do?
Yeah, slow push.
Stack the next wave. It's very simple. So, let's watch. And now you're in a situation here where enemies boosted. They, like, I'm assuming that jungle is on their side, and they're not playing with the information that you guys might not have talent coming bots. Maybe they still don't have info on you. But, you know, we can also make argument, just an extra thing level 1, that they should have a ward here. Because they're OP here, they have Ahri level 1, like, they're super OP. Anyways, now you're in a situation where now you're like, if I don't take this wave, I'm gonna lose some EXP.
Yeah.
Feels awkward, you know?
I think actually I was trolling here a bit. I think I should just place a ward here, wait for 5 seconds, probably place a ward, I would say.
I agree.
And also, like, walking up here, I think Nautilus can maybe hook me here.
I mean...
I mean, yeah. Yeah, my bad, I'm sorry.
I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you know what's happening, I don't mind what you do. If you tell me, hey coach, I can 2v3 these guys because I'm the best player on EOS. If you tell me that, I'm not gonna argue with you. I mean, I will because I play ADC and I know you can't, but I don't mind about the mechanics. All I care about is your thought process. If you find better limits than me, that's why you're the pro player and not me anymore, you know? Anyway, you want to base as well on a timer where that when you're coming back to lane, your jungle is going to be bots and the enemy jungle is going to be here. That's a good time to freeze, right? That's how to get rich quick. Anyway, my main point is your wave management is like this shit is planned from level 1 into the game, right? And it needs to be planned. Okay, so you got awards, you want to stay here, do a little trapping business. Okay, I'll point out.
Maybe I think maybe the best even for me is just to base and maybe Alistair holds. I was thinking about it, but then Alistair stays, and then I was thinking I can maybe also stay.
Well, you have two options,
but
right? If you want to trap someone.
The thing is here, like Alistair has no sums up, so I don't think we ever win this.
Well, now it has no flash. So if you guys want to be cheeky, the thing you need to do is you need to wait for Talon to do his camp probably, and then come back bot. But it's not worth it. And the reason it's not worth it is because the only time that these guys die is if they're idiots. If Kai'Sa and Nautilus realize, we could get trapped from right side, what do?
Yeah, they just hover like far away from this set.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
Now, second thing. So I try to separate things into two parts, like plan and execution. So in this case, you have a plan, and the plan is, okay, we want to stop them from crashing, we want to fight them. Okay, that's one thing. And whether the plan's good or not, we can review. But then we also need to talk about the execution. So like in this case, what do you need to do here? The only thing that you made a mistake on is about to happen.
I need to attack your Kai'Sa right now.
So yes, you should be hitting the 80 carry. I agree with that for sure. But why are you letting Alistair get ISO queued? I mean, it still hits some of the minions too, but if Kai'Sa's position is here, Ali can get ISO queued. The target, as soon as this hook hits, is Ali, right?
Yeah.
So first instinct should be hit the enemy 80 carry, and then the second instinct should be, how can I stop this guy from dying? Because they don't have damage to kill you anymore, right? So just make sure, can I block the Kai'Sa W? Can I split the Q damage? But yeah, in this case, it goes to the minions anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But you get my point, right?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Cool. Okay, now here, we should know, based on the crab situation, that Diana is probably not bot right now.
Yeah.
Now, I want to point something out too. What you want to do right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you want to do one of two things. First one is you want to freeze. Well, the one below, above that even, is you want to kill them. You want to kill, freeze, and then cancel base, right? That's your order of priority. Am I correct in saying this? Like, if you could choose the options, these are what you would want. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to kill them, you need to make it more volatile, because this guy doesn't have enough damage to zero them. They still have barrier, they still have some psalms, you know, it's gonna be tricky. In my opinion, kill's not possible. So, next thing is, can we freeze on them? Well, maybe. How are we going to try to generate a freeze here? Where is the next wave?
Trying to trade.
Yes.
Yeah, next wave.
Next wave's in Narnia, okay?
Not here.
So if you want to keep this wave frozen, you need to hold it here for quite some time. Which means, what do you need to do? You need to waste as much time as possible. You need to trade, and then trade to a situation where you can pull the wave and keep them here. Makes sense, right? In my opinion, freezing is not possible as well. So one of the most important things you can do here is waste their time. Try to burn their tempo here, because if they just push and go fog, now your mid laner needs to be careful for longer because Nautilus is on fog. You don't know whether you can push the next wave or not. You see the issues, right? So the most important thing is either cancel their base or fuck with their tempo, okay? So even trading like this, I don't mind it that much, because instead of pushing the wave, they're hitting you, right? But yeah, if you had a more useful jungle champ early game, maybe you could do something. Yeah, Kai'Sa makes a movie, you try to make a movie, and it's just a complete cringe festival. You know? Like, you just would never see this in a competitive game. The problem is here, you're trying to win big. In your mind, you want kill or freeze, but both are not possible. And now you're in a situation where there's 20 Eskimo minions. This is a literal gold mine here. Gold mine.
Yeah.
And
That's
you'll
true.
see the future as well, because it's not only that you lost out on gold. Wait till you see what happens with your wave management in the future. Where is Talon going after this?
Talon is probably taking the bot camp and then running top.
And then he's never coming bot
Like
again.
Chester.
You have to wait another minute 30 until he's back. And so what you don't see right now is that if you make a mistake here, you're f***ed in the next minute 30. And let's watch.
Yeah.
But
I also hate this already.
these are the mistakes that cannot happen if you want to be a top pro player. The risk right now, you're trying to win big. You're a gambler playing roulette, and you're betting on very thin margins when you should spread out your bet later. Make sense? If you kill them here, or you freeze the wave, you're trying to win monstrously. Take some small wins. You don't want to take away your jungler's time from farming, and you don't want to take away his time to impact mid and top. Right now, we're putting it all down to mechanics. We don't think about barrier. We die. We lose all these minions. Now Talon has to leave. Now you're coming back bot. And now we're at the mercy of mid prior. So your mid laner, I think he's behind in tempo. Your wave's slow pushing out. Look where your jungler's going. He's going top. FF! When this next wave comes in, you're dead. And in this case, you wish Rift Herald's up, right? So you can base and then run there and then, oh, go freeze bot, guys. I'm gonna go run and dive somewhere. Your game's lost. Here, your game's lost.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't do anything. And look, 3, 2, 1. Wave's frozen. Mid's not coming. Talon's like, well, I can't help you guys. So what you need to understand is that these risks that you want to take to get that kill or that freeze before compound, and you completely ruined your game. In Challenger, this sequence is game losing, and you know it is. When the jungler gets rolling or a laner dies and then they get tempo and then they also take the objective, like the game's just lost in Challenger. It really is.
Yeah.
Because teams are not good enough at stabilizing. Nice. Full clear jungler. Diana gets a kill. Thank God we're not frozen on. You're crying for help, but no one can help you. And fair enough, you know, I get it. Anyway, nice trade here. I saw your Q before. You see it, right? Like we don't need to continue on this stuff. I see it. Perfect. So yeah, actually, one more thing that I wanted to mention is that at 5:30, when you see enemy Naut right here, and you see your jungler basing, I need you to see this next time in the future. You need to shove this wave at all costs. Can you see it now? This is not an easy wave manipulation situation to see.
I mean, the thing is, my head is, yeah, I can shove this wave, but isn't there a world where they're in time there for freezing the wave anyway?
Yeah, you don't get a choice about whether it's frozen or not. But if someone comes here to freeze the wave, what can you do?
I guess I can rotate to
so
maybe to
this
mid,
is what you need to think about applying pressure. If they're going to get an advantage from you, like freezing, make someone show here. And then guess what? You have numbers advantage everywhere else. Now, it might not be true because this guy's in base or Talon's going topside, but they don't know that. You need to play off the information the enemy team sees. Right now, you're going to be fucked in 40 seconds. And right now, they can be controlling River too. Imagine they get to control River and then freeze on you. Make them choose.
Yeah.
You see it, right? It's like, I don't blame you for not shoving there, okay? I just want to expand your mind and see that your jungler's not coming. Enemy support showed here. Kai'Sa's behind you in tempo. Just push the wave and hope for the best. And if they freeze, run into River, D-ward, go gank mid, go lane swap, go gank the enemy jungler at Gromp. You can't do anything. You're checkmated, okay? Okay, goodbye, Alistar. Thank you for your service. Good trade. And let's continue. Okay, let's have a look. Base. I'm not too fussed about anything else about the early game. I want to start looking at some macro stuff. Has everything been like, it makes sense and it's been useful so far? Just double checking.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If something's too simple for you as well, or you understand it already and you want me to move on, just let me know, okay?
Sure.
Perfect. Okay. So I want to start talking about some mid-game stuff because I think it's very important, particularly for upcoming Challenger AD carries. They usually see the game through an ADC perspective. It makes sense, right? You want to be the superstar, can't trust your teammates in solo queue, but you need to start seeing the game. You need to start expanding your mind about how the game's actually won, based on the comps, okay? So let's have a look. Here, you go for a mechanics max situation. You see both side laners. I like that. Nice combo. No flash. Perfect. Really good. Okay, is there something to do as soon as you got this chunk? Is there something to do?
Nope.
What should you be doing right now?
I mean, I can have her into fog. I should definitely have her. Probably I should have her, I would say top side because Talon is top side.
Yeah.
But I could also have a bot side. It doesn't really.
So again, I'm gonna come back to the same concept of applying pressure. Are you applying more pressure by walking up mid or by going into fog?
By going into fog for sure.
Perfect. Simple answer. I'll move on. Now, you have one trinket ward up, okay? And now you have deep mid prior, and both side laners are showing. So, when you have this information, where can you ward?
I would say I can ward pretty aggressively, no?
Super aggressively. You can ward anywhere you want. So you have this much time from when this wave meets, because you want to take it high, right? So you have from when this wave meets to here. This is your T. You see the distance, right? It's probably quite small for people watching.
Yeah.
You have this much time, plus W struts, plus passive, or whatever. I don't know if it's W or W passive or what, to get a ward somewhere deep. Okay, there's no camps here. Okay, sure. If you face check Diana here, could you get Kai salted on? Maybe. In my opinion, this ward is pretty reasonable. This one here.
Okay.
I just want you to start thinking about, like, don't focus so much about killing someone. You're already doing a great job.
Yeah.
And then you go and ward here.
I mean, I can see a ward here very aggressively. The only thing in my head is, if I ward there aggressively, and we know that enemy jungle has to be bot lane probably, like, he has all bot camps up, I assume he's bot set, and then we run into, there is a world where if I ward like really here, I just die, no?
I'm not sure because of Kaiser's condition. So, okay, look, I won't argue the details with you. If you think that going bot side means you will die, don't go bot side. If you think that the enemy jungle is bot side and you think you'll die going bot side, then go top side. In my opinion, I don't think you can die here. As long as Ari was on the wave, in this situation here, you would have been leaving already. While these guys are catching the wave, you're telling me the dangerous part, they don't see Talon, and Kaiser's at 500 HP ulting on you when Diana ults here. I think that's cap, bro. You have flash. I think that's mega cap. Yeah, I said I wouldn't argue the details, but I'm arguing the details. Anyway, you see it, huh? It's not possible. Like, I'm telling you. And
I wasn't getting into...
What's the detail?
I wasn't seeing from their perspective that they didn't
hard
on, right?
Looking at your perspective is the #1 way to climb in League of Legends. If you want to climb in Challenger, you need to play off what the enemy doesn't see.
Yeah, agree.
The #1 piece of info here that allows you to go bot side is this character. When Ari is showing on bot lane, you are safe. If Ari was in fog, I would never tell you to ward bot side right now, okay?
Okay, great.
Cool. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, little TikTok ward here. This made me vomit a bit in my mouth. I hope that this is clear to you, that this just save it. Just don't even ward here, okay? Just don't.
Yeah.
There's no interaction period. No wave to fight over. Side lanes are on vision trolling. You just use ult. Next mid prior is yours. Like, just either save it or get some deep info. Anyway, this is a EUS classic mid lane ARAM. Nice. 1 HP. I think I remember what happens here. Kaiser goes for a montage, doesn't she? Tries to ult off the alley passive. Oh, man. Phenomenal. And even here, you're still down to fight, man. Just bounce. Por favor.
Yeah, true. For sure.
I say nothing, okay? Okay. Now here. This is where, in my opinion, we start getting very... I'm gonna be a bit critical with you, okay? What do your 3 topside champions want to do this game? How do they function?
What did you say? I didn't hear.
How do your topside champions function? Like, what makes these champions good? Yon, Talon,
I would say it's like side laning and looking for picks on side. At least the Yon wants to play side lane, and I think Talon can assist pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. So side lane, Talon can hop walls. He's pretty quick to side lane. Yon's a good 1v1 champion. Great, I agree. You're missing one critical detail, okay? You're playing Kog'Maw, yeah? You're playing Kog'Maw against these 3 champions. What do you tell your teammates?
Yeah, play Kog'Maw and play with these 2 champions. What did I tell my teammates here? That they need to assist me on mid wave to have her to side lane or what? Like the Talon?
Think about team fights. If these 3 champions come at you from the front, can you play the game? They're all running at you like this. Which way do you run?
Really play?
You run this way, right?
Yeah, I have to run back. Yeah.
Okay, so they move forward, you move back, and so you maintain your distance, right? Which is safety.
Yeah.
Now, What if one of them comes
Yeah.
from here, one of them comes from here, and one of them comes from here? Open, no?
Ah, you mean the flank? You mean the flanks? You mean
Of
the
course.
flanks. Yeah, it's hard.
These 3 champions, to function well, need to flank. Now, how do you create a flank in League of Legends? Do you know?
By getting vision.
Yeah, by pushing out a side, by breaking turrets, pushing waves deeper, and then rotating. So this game, right? And this is something very important to understand, and a lot of competitive players miss this. How do we break turrets this game? Is it mid lane?
By
Big
either
MF,
using
hitting the
Herald on
turrets.
top lane.
Yeah, Herald's a good idea,
Yeah.
yes. Can be
I
useful.
mean, I would argue probably what you wanna say here is I should hard push mid, fork into top, maybe even try to hit tower with Sion to get the tower, and then he can
Maybe.
push deep, and then we can play.
Yeah, the way you unlock the map this game is by playing through your side laners. I understand that Kai'Sa has no flash, and I understand that you want to kill him, and you even write it in chat. But you're missing the understanding of how this game progresses. Killing this guy does not do anything for our map. Because this guy has no flash, he's in a situation where if he doesn't see Talon, he doesn't see Ali, etc., he can't push the mid. And if he can't push mid, it means that you're pushing mid and you're faster to rotate the sides. And the faster you are to rotate the sides, the faster we have a number advantage on top, which is the faster we break a turret. Faster we break a turret means the faster we have a deeper push, which means the faster we have deep information, which means the faster we take the enemy jungle camps, and every time mid's in neutral, this guy's scared of getting your ulted. You see it, right? This is not a game where you are a superstar. You are an NPC. As soon as you saw draft this game, you're an NPC. And you know it. If you were in this last picking AD carry, what would you pick? Jhin, Ashe, something to start a fight.
Yeah.
But you already had MF, so it happens, you know. But the point is,
I mean, the thing is,
you're
I
not
have it a
important
lot in my head.
Mhm.
I have often in my head when I have like PT or I have like item spike, I just want to fight enemy ADC to death for like look for fight because I'm stronger, right? I mean, it's a bit
Love the
bad
concept.
what
No.
I'm saying, but this is like
What you're saying is perfect, but it's the wrong game for it. So what you're saying is that when I'm strong, I want to fight. But why do you add the condition, the enemy AD carry? If you want to fight and you're strong, let's go fight. Let's go fight this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight
Yeah,
Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
I can tell you, if you don't solo kill this guy, or you don't kill the enemy AD carry, it's not like you can still mega gap an AD carry by not interacting with him. Make sense?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like you're already gapping this Kai'Sa this game, mega gapping him. But you just want clear evidence that you are just better than this guy. You know, like you want to brute force him, but man, just take the win. Let's just win the game and let's just get 2k OP and let's just be rank 10, rank 1.
Yeah.
We don't care about this little
I think
cockroach.
so far, like one of the biggest things is literally take the small wins, right? Like taking the small wins and then happy.
Yeah, it's that.
I would
It's
say.
that. I think the big wins are the only things that are defined in your mind. The only way you understand how to win League of Legends is through brute force, and that makes sense. That's how AD carries. That's how people climb in solo queue. It makes perfect sense. Okay, so you haven't learned in a defective way or anything. The issue is if you're now a new challenger player. For you to get here to G2 Esports, if you want to get from here to here, you need to level up your macro ASAP. And the way you level up your macro, the thing that's fantastic about it is that the less time you spend trying to twerk on this guy and kill him, the more time you're spending recalling, farming camps, taking vision. And now, I looked at your OPGG. I'm going to go back to this, okay? Just so everyone can see. I took a look, right? And something I noticed, 8, 8.3, 8.2, 8.6, 8, 8, 8, 8, 9 sometimes. Guess what? The reason why your CS numbers are on average 8, 9 is not because you're playing solo queue and it's chaotic. Look at Exekick. That guy gets 12 CS per minute in solo queue consistently. Why? Because he knows.
I was actually watching some switching games.
Yeah. He knows. Man, as soon as there's no timer to be aggressive, I'm going to farm. And that's the difference. That's the difference between you and him right now in this moment when I review your games. Okay, now I want to show you something here as well. That all made sense, yeah?
Yeah, makes complete sense.
Yeah, and I want to show you something at 11:40 quickly. On this timer, do you think Gumi Usi slow pushes this wave? Viper, Deft, whoever else.
I mean, I would say they just hard push this and they play pressure top side.
100%. They're de-warding,
And
they're
if I
taking
rewatch the game,
camps.
I also would say that this is the right call. But yeah,
In
sometimes I'm trying
in
to,
the game,
like,
you're tunneling
balance speed.
on gapping the enemy AD carry, okay? And it's fine.
Yeah,
I just want you to
but
see it.
yes,
This
especially.
ping, I just want you to see this ping on this map state.
Yeah.
You're telling Talon right now, you're feeding him information that this guy is, we can do something to this guy. No, we cannot. It's impossible.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, true.
Don't try to force the enemy to, don't try to force an error. Let the errors happen, okay? This guy is not disrespecting you. So, okay, go take a farm, man. He's not disrespecting you. Go take something else, okay? Going and dropping deep vision, going and de-warding, going and checking camps. These things are all important, okay? Now, if everything's down, is there a situation where you can still push the wave? Maybe, but like, for now, let's not go into the details. Let's follow the rules, okay? Okay. Now, next thing I want to show you here, I think it was good. I like that you go for a mechanics max. He sandwiches himself against the wall. I like that you don't ult instantly because he can reposition. It was good. Now, I have something else to point out to you, okay?
Sure. Just give me as much info as possible. I like it.
I think it's here that you are dead. Yeah, you died. You know how you died?
Not to do Sexer Flash?
No, Diana. This path.
Diana. Okay.
You have no flash. Kaiser's ult. You died. Goodbye. And what did you die for? What were you getting? When you put yourself in a situation, right? You try to cross the road, right? You try to cross the road when it's a red light. You didn't even get to class on time. You didn't get like the final bread at the bakery, you know? You didn't get anything.
Yeah.
See? This guy showed here.
Yeah.
If he was here, you're dead. Okay? Just want to make that clear. Alright, so you're flexing. Now you have info though. That you see them both. And so now you can play aggressively. Now here you have options. Either you pressure him on the cannon, E-ult him while he has no plasma on you, or you just flex on him here, like this. Both is fine. I probably would have gone for the E-ult Q bounce off the cannon, but both are fine. Now here you're in a situation where you got a kill. Great. This is fantastic. Bot river's mega dangerous. They're rotating. So you need to push and get out of here quick. Okay. Right now, people die, whatever happens, shit happens. Wave's dead. What's your job?
My job is to base right now and be there on the next wave.
Why? Why is it your job to base right now? Explain it to me.
I need to base right now, so I'm in there for the next wave, so I can catch it. Like I have better tempo. Like if I stay here, like my tempo is fucked.
Okay. And
but
what do you...
I mean, I could also just stay here. I'm not insane much gold, but it's not good. It's definitely better to base.
Your mana's a bit low, in my opinion. Your condition's a bit low. I would base, get 2 long swords, like 20 AD for next fight at 12 minutes. It's fine. It's good. It's good. What's the issue? So, you use the term tempo, and there are people watching, and even for me, I need to understand, like, what do you mean by tempo?
My tempo is being first.
Okay.
For me.
So, if you base, right, and you get back and you push mid, what are you gonna do? Sip a cup of coffee, fix your hair,
if I can
tab
push
out
mid
this
first, that's exactly what you said before. I can like go into side lane, pressure on the map.
So, what's the next objective?
The next objective for me should be this mid wave, no?
Think a bit bigger picture as a team. Tell me.
Yeah, the next objective, the Drake or the Herald is one.
Herald, bot turret, and deep info. Okay? Those are 3. So, take a pick. Well, for me, I don't think you're gonna have enough tempo to play bot side before Herald. So, I would set up top side. That means this camp could be yours if you're there fast. This camp could be yours if you're there fast enough and everyone's off tempo. This vision's yours. This vision's yours. This vision's yours. You know? So, I just want you to see that, like, basing for tempo, it's not like... I don't want you to view it as in, like, you're missing out on opportunities to be aggressive. You're creating more opportunities to be aggressive, okay? Or you're creating opportunities where you'll get a bigger payoff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, perfect. I just want you to see that basing is good. Like, you're not being, like, restrained, you know? You can still play like Uzi, you know? You can. Just not right now. Like, in this clip, I just want to show you again, like, you're showing us all your great mechanics, but you're showing us on a timer where you're winning nothing.
Yeah.
Which means that, I mean, I don't want to be harsh, but it means that you're playing like an idiot. Like, and I'll give you an example of tennis. Have you ever played tennis before?
Yeah, I played when I was very young.
There are these players, particularly players who don't play in a while, right? They hit like 10 shots, and they hit it very hard, but like only like 2 of them goes in. And then one of the 2 goes in, and people are like, wow, that was a great shot. And the person feels good dopamine. But no one compliments the person that hits 10 balls in deep with spin, and hard to hit back every single time. Not impressive, you know. But this is what I want. This is what I reward my players for. Okay. And the point is, now you're trying to flex, but there's no reward.
Yeah.
You win nothing. The enemy team here. Okay, I need to explain this to you because this is triggering me. Do you see how fucked the map is for the enemy team right now?
Yeah. Bot lane is pushing. Bot
Explain
lane hit tower.
Okay, so we have bot push. Great.
I think top 101 is also pretty good.
Your top lane is proxying this guy, by the way. He's legit
So-
behind his turrets. We have top push, we have bot
if I
push.
see now the bigger picture, like if I base here, the Jonas top prior, we have bot prior, we can play
3 waves of prior.
everywhere where we want to.
Look at the timer when you should be basing, okay? It's right now, okay? You're already starting B. You can't get this minion, Sag. You go to your pink ward and base. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
takes 8 seconds to recall, right? Which means that Kai'Sa is going to be back on map 4 to 5 seconds after you, plus you have difference of strat. So you're back on map, 6 seconds above Kai'Sa. We have top push, bot push, mid push. By the way, if you're in a competitive game reviewing, and you come into review at 12 minutes and you have 3 lanes, no push, someone's going to scream, you know? Because it's either a tempo problem, or you guys need to pause the game, FF, and go next. Because it's so lost.
Okay.
I just need you to see this. If you base and you come back on map and you have 3 waves of push, the world is your oyster. Then's your timer to be aggressive, okay?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I just see like here the Nautilus gets hooked and I said, maybe I can help him, and then we go in with the combo, and then I just say, but I should just have him ahead. Like, I just see the bigger picture, and we have push, and we can play more
100%.
aggressive tempo.
I'm telling you, upsets, Hansama, Exekick, they're all in base. They're all going to farm camps. They're all clearing vision. They know there's nothing here, okay? Nothing.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So, yeah. I mean, same thing. I just need you to really get that in your head that it's not... Pick the timers to squeeze, okay? I want you to play mega aggressive, but it's not right now. But yeah, the map state was completely over. I think this is probably one of the last things I wanted to look at was like, again, this situation here. Okay, so we need to talk a little bit about mid waves because it's quite an important conversation. Why do we push mid?
Who have into sides and be like, yeah.
Okay, so if you could push mid right now, where would you go?
I would go where the others is and hit the wave right now.
Yeah, as in, okay, so you clear the wave, then what?
Then I would have a top side for sure.
Okay, so do you see that you being topside right now doesn't change anything? And try to tell me why.
I mean, I guess because they're already diving, and if I run top, I'm anyways too late.
No, let's say we didn't see these people. Then going top's great. The issue is that right now the map is cut in half, like a cake.
Yeah.
So this mid wave lost all value. Do you understand this? This mid wave is just an opportunity for you to die.
Okay.
This guy is cooked, right? Tryndamere. Without like checking top. I mean, we could talk about you F-King and you need to get more information, things like this. But he's cooked, right?
Yeah.
So...
I mean, probably I should not even touch this wave. I should...
No, just keep it in neutral. Yeah, just take it here, take it here.
Yeah.
In competitive games, if you watch pro replays, what happens here is one person is mid from both teams, and they just catch the wave. They don't try to interact with each other. MF catches from here, Ari catches from here, and nothing happens. It's a trade. Because Ari's happy about what's going on here, you're happy about what's going on here. It's a 50-50. It's a map split.
Yeah.
So in map split situations, the mid wave is not important. The mid wave is an opportunity for death. Because this guy can try to ult on you, whatever. It's not a good timer to flex, okay? So what should you be doing after this mid wave? The first one is you don't need to catch it super high. Just catch it in neutral, catch it from your side of vision, good. Is Alistair comboing in here smart?
Nope.
Right. Complete
I mean,
bronze.
I don't like it at all.
Bronze. Yeah, it's bronze. It's completely bronze. So, right now, you guys even got his ult, you know? Like, wow. That's... this Ari doesn't know what's going on in the map state. Good job, Alistair. You're an idiot. Thank you for ruining my game. Cool. You don't say anything. But, like, here, you can also let him know, you know? Like, maybe just ping back. Like, you can see that he's posturing. It's just like, man, like, let's just not do that, you know?
Especially if I watched the early game, I would say, like, I don't know.
Yeah, let's go ward here as Alistair and base and get fresh wards, yeah? And then let's play either here or here. Now, something I want to point out to you is that right now, after this wave, you have an opportunity to go take their raptors or crab or something. Start hyper farming, you know. Instead, you don't even get the full wave. Being chilling, at least Talon got the camps. Now, this is the cherry on top of everything, okay? Macro-wise. So, we didn't get the top grab. At least we got the camp, but we didn't get any vision in river. They cross. Now we're in a situation here, okay? Soak all the information. Let's have a damn good look. We have TP on Aurora. Yone is pushing top as monster OP, has some Spork. He's really OP right now, yeah?
Yes.
Right. Alistar as well, you'll see in a second that he has TP. I think he changes to TP or something. Something soon. Anyways. So. If you look at this frame, we're in a situation where we're forcing on an Ahri. You used your ulti, lost ult. When Yone is getting collapsed on our strong side. We have vision here, vision here, vision here. Yone's OP. This objective is coming up. Talon's here. And we have TP on Aurora. Do you see it? The fact that the enemy team is rotating on our Yone and trying to make a fight on our vision here. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And the only reason why it's legal is because you used your ult for fun and Talon's playing on mid when he knows he shouldn't be. This ping, like Talon saying on the way here, you're actually not the grief at this time, it's Talon. Of course, now plan and execution. I'm telling you here, plan is f***ing trash. Execution is
not good.
Trash. So now we're in a situation where we failed both, which means coach is not happy.
Yeah.
If you had a bad plan and great execution, all of a sudden I'm like, hey man, we can do better than this. You know, I can be nice to you. I can't be nice to you here. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. You see it though, right? The big picture, man. The big picture. The big picture. The big picture. It's really important, okay? Now, we've almost reviewed for an hour, 15 minutes of the game. Do you see how deep we can go?
Yeah.
It's really important that when you're reviewing your games, you're applying these same critical standards to yourself. Okay? I see a lot of great things in the replay that we've reviewed so far. And I see a lot of things that are expected. But it's expected. You're a new player. I don't expect you to be Superman really quick. You look at Calist. The guy was making a lot of simple mistakes, but within 1 year, he cleaned his shit up very quick, and now he's very, very excellent.
Yeah.
But do you see that the fact that this fight topside broke out on your strong side when you had access to TPs now is a losing situation. You did all the correct setup, got the mid pro, got the vision, did everything right, and then you just failed at the end, you know? It's like the runner who like celebrates, you know, just before they win, and then there's like the guy behind him just like mega sprinting. That's how it looks to me, you know?
Yeah.
Does everything make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. So, I mean, we have a couple more minutes, so I think it's worth you asking questions or anything you want.
I mean, it's just one thing, you upload this on YouTube or anywhere, right? You said at the beginning?
Yeah.
I just think, like, I mean, I don't really have that crazy questions right now. Like,
you can text me as well.
Like, just like sum up the biggest points, like for me, that we went through. I think the biggest point is for me the how do you say, the tempo, like taking mid waves and hiding into, like, applying pressure to them.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I'm applying pressure to them more by going in fog or pushing mid wave than just staying into mid wave and just don't let enemy ADC farm and trying to deny CS.
Yeah. It's about planning out that the next step, you know. Like, the problem is with when you play for tempo is that it feels initially not very useful because you can't really see the benefit of what you're doing. But if you can understand that in a minute's time you can play more aggressively because of your inaction, then it makes a lot more sense. Just because you're ahead of someone, just because you can kill someone, doesn't mean you're supposed to kill them in that moment. Does that make sense? And at the more League you play and the more you think about League, you will come to conclusions about when it's better to spend time farming, when it's better time to play aggressive, okay? Right now you're on the side of playing monster aggressive always, and I love that because it means that your mechanics are always going to be good. And that's the most important thing as an AD carry, is having good mechanics. you know, you can be completely brainless. They slot you into an LEC team, and within 6 months, they've given you full systems on how to win the game consistently every time. And if you learn it, you stay on the team. If you don't learn it, you're back to ERL.
Okay, and one other thing, I just want to mention. You said at the beginning with the points, you would say I would like from the points I had now with the clicks and with like for example I had spells usage and other things. You would say I should change these now to like other things like for example the tempo and like pushing mid have a size or something, and then I should just keep these points for like 1 or 2 weeks.
Look,
or maybe even longer if I need.
Time is not the most important thing. Like what you need is repetitions to have accurate data. So
yeah.
And I guess like my biggest critique of your metric tracking so far is it's just too inspecific. Clicks in lane.
Yeah.
Like what do you mean by that? Like there's however many people watching this video or people in the audience, they don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. Clicking backwards when you're winning a trade, yes or no? That's measurable. When I was winning a trade, I clicked backwards. How many times did I do that? I did it 10 times in a game. Okay. Now, because I did it 10 times in a game and my average is 6, then now this is all of a sudden a 4 out of 10. Make sense? That's more measurable. So you need to make your goals more measurable, and you need to stick to your goals longer to make sure that you can see if you're actually making progress, test different solutions, and see which solutions are giving me the best yield or the best value. Make sense?
Okay,
now,
okay.
do you need to do it for a week, 2 weeks? I don't know. It depends how fast you improve on it. If you go to clicks on lane, clicking back when you're meant to be clicking forwards, if you fix it in 3 days, then don't keep working on it. But the hilarious thing about learning things is that, have you heard of the concept mental stack?
Yeah, at one point you have like too much. You can't.
Yeah, there's just only so many things you can work on, and so in the ADC guide that I made, the most important thing is that I use CSing, perfect CSing, as a way to track your metrics. Like, if you're able to click forward and backwards at the right time in lane, right? From our new definition, and you're CSing, you make no unforced errors, then you can move on from this. But guaranteed, when you start focusing on this, you're going to start messing this up. And so I use CS as a metric, as a baseline for if I'm perfect CSing, then my mental stack's good, you know?
Okay.
But when you start focusing on something new, usually your fundamentals break down. And so you need to go back to your fundamentals and make sure that they're good. And once it's solidified, you move on. And then 6 months from now, you're going to realize, oh shit, I fucked up my clicks again. I need to change it. You know? It's always about constant refreshing. But that's why players that learn concepts, right, over time, are the ones that become really good, because they're not playing off intuition. They don't need to play 20 games a day to be a good player. They're really smart. And then when they play 20 games a day at playoff time, they become really mechanically talented, and then they're monsters. Make sense? Come on. That's pretty much everything. And look, like, what I would say is, I understand we didn't review that much, but I hope it was very, as I said, I hope we go really deep and really like not too wide for you right now. Now,
I mean, that was completely fine for me.
Perfect.
I was also hoping that we would do that actually.
Perfect. And look, like next time we review or whatever, if it makes sense for you, you can say, hey, I want to do team fighting. You send me 5 VODs and we go through only team fighting. So you can go away and think about what makes sense for you, and that makes sense. So yeah, that's that's the review. If you don't have any questions, I think it was good.
For me, it was everything. As you said, like if I have any questions, maybe I will just message you.
You send me a text, I'll respond when I can.
And yeah, thanks for the session. It was very helpful.
No worries, man. If you want to stay around a sec, I'm gonna ask people like if they want to ask a question, and maybe even you can respond to some of the things too, if you want.
Watching chat. Wasn't watching the chat, but maybe if they have questions.
No, neither. Yeah, if someone has, gonna attempt to allow people to ask. Let's see how this works.
Hello.
Yo.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's going on?
So yeah, you were explaining that MF should shove out a wave and then move top to maybe 11:30, I think it was.
In game? Yeah. Let me check.
Yeah. My point. What should Kai'Sa do? Like, what should
Kai'Sa do?
You know. Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember the situation later on into the review where we were talking about the map being split? Like cut down the middle?
Yes.
So basically right now, if Kai'Sa could catch the wave 50-50 and MF could catch the wave 50-50, both people just catch the wave and there's no interaction. Let's say that Kai'Sa had flash advantage and was stronger than MF. then this would be very different. Kai'Sa would be the one pushing, and if MF didn't respect, Kai'Sa would try to all-in her. Make sense?
Yeah.
Of course, you need to be mindful of talent. So in this case, because Kai'Sa is slightly weaker, and the issue is, if Kai'Sa doesn't all-in MF, MF will vamp up off the wave, and Kai'Sa won't. So Kai'Sa only wants to trade if she can all-in. Makes sense. And you agree, right, Rafi?
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
right there.
So we're in a situation now where basically there's no interaction. Kai'Sa needs to AFK a turret and wait to catch the wave. If Kai'Sa's strong enough to catch the wave here, she can do it, but she's not right now. She needs to catch here and then rotate to her strong side and look to join with ult if there's a fight. Make sense?
Yeah, for me, yes. And is there any options other than that for Kai'Sa?
Do you have something in mind? Because I don't see anything else.
I don't think so. So I'm just asking you.
Kai'Sa could
because
base.
My thought process was
Like
base
she has,
or
she's
farm
full
camp
HP.
spot side maybe.
The thing is, the way that jungle camps work now is that it's like, it's not that easy to kill, you know? And again, same thing, she doesn't have
Yeah.
access to lifesteal, so she's gonna lose like this much HP trying to take down the wolves. It's not worth, you know? But MF, as an example, has lifesteal and has access to the hard push. So Kai'Sa's gonna be catching the wave here, and MF has time. If Raptors were up, I'd say go steal like 3 mini Raptors. Go take wards, go take something, you know, on your strong side. But yeah, the whole point is, the map's split down the middle, and it's a strong side, weak side situation, so yeah, I hope that answered your question.
That answers my question.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I got some added information. I'm doing a Patreon giveaway for my ADC course. Yeah, I'm doing a giveaway for the course, so if you're sub to the Patreon right now, on Christmas, or like just before Christmas, I'm gonna give away two email access to the document. So yeah, it's like 22 lessons, in-depth like concept guide. So yeah, if that's interesting to you, go check it out. How do you actually know if you're improving? Well, something that we were talking about with Rafi as well is that like you need to make your data measurable so that you can compare it to yesterday and the day before and the day in the future. Metrics is really important, and I guess that's why like concepts like school and university and things like this have A, B, C, D, percentage tests, things like this, because, well, how do you differentiate the students without this? Does that make sense? So tracking your metrics is a really good thing, and I was really happy that Rafi had already been doing that, even though there's a lot of adjustments we could be making to his system. The main thing is that he's doing it, and I think that's really good. It's also a huge indicator that you're a professional, not an addict, and that's something that I go into in my guide about mentality. You guys can see this. Addiction versus professionalism is something that I talk about. And things like going through your replays and studying things like this is something that I go through to prove to yourself that you're not just playing the game 12 hours a day, and that's that. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Everything that I write about in the course, the fundamental guide, is like, it doesn't matter what elo you are as a player. Everything here is literally start to finish. Before the game starts, your settings, mentality, champ select, how to visualize trading, game theory. Game theory might not be so useful for like iron to platinum or something like this, but everything here, if you read through and learn it, these are the fundamentals. And so I always say to people, it's much better for me to coach you after you've read and understood all these things, because otherwise I just end up repeating things that I've wrote in this. Whereas, you know, something nice, because I'm now coaching Rafi today, who's a challenger player, we can go a bit deeper, and I hope that was more interesting to you guys about how to actually win the game once the fundamentals are much better understood, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would definitely check out the guide, study that, and then from there you'll have a much better understanding of if you should get coaching or not. But chances are from that guide you'll probably climb quite a bit. In a scenario where Serb asks, in a scenario where Alistair left the lane to roam and impact other lanes, and therefore what's the best scenario misfortune to do? Okay, let's go have a look. Yeah, good question. Okay, let's go have a look. So early into the game, and maybe actually now that me and Rafi had been going through it, if you want to answer this question, you're welcome to, Rafi, but you don't have to. So this was the scenario that we were talking about, right? We said that Rafi should slow push instead of fast push, and that he has a better chance of outplaying the enemy jungler coming to gank. The map split right now. We think that Diana's going to the bot crab. We weren't 100% sure. But now we're in a situation where it's frozen. Or maybe you're talking about the later on into the game, I'm not sure exactly. But in these scenarios, basically you need to wait the timer out, the danger timer out. I think you're talking about the later scenario on this one. Yeah. So in scenarios like this, the number one thing in League of Legends is don't die. Don't die when you know you're gonna die, okay? If you lose a couple minions, get zoned a bit of experience, you have to think about it from the enemy jungler's perspective. So let's say that there's a gank opportunity right now, okay? And MF Ali like run away, and they're chilling. Well, the enemy jungler's like, well, I'm not gonna stay around here for 30 seconds and wait for them to come back up and step back up to the wave, you know? Like, I need to go and farm and recall and do my own things. I have my own tasks to do for the day. I don't want to wait around for you guys. So you need to dance on the side of danger a little bit and go forwards and backwards and things like this. So if you can't touch the wave at all, you'll instantly die. And I'll give you an example of this. Like, the enemy jungler's farming the camps behind you, and you're frozen on. Like, if you step up, he just comes and kills you. If not, he's still being efficient with his farm. Does that make sense? In those scenarios, you need to base and run top. Or run around the map, or go look to do something different. So, let's say, while the enemy is freezing bot lane, well, what it means is, it takes them time to push out and start hitting turrets. Make sense? So, for them to get plates, as an example, they would need to unfreeze the wave, wait for the next wave to come in, build a wave, and then start hitting the turret. If you base and you run top, and let's say your top laner had a stack, or even the wave was in neutral, you guys can just like dive top and just start sharing plates. This is like getting much higher level macro, but basically the main thing is don't die. If you know you're gonna die, don't die. Avoid death at all costs. Because you obviously can't do anything while you're dead, and the enemy team gets gold, and they can do things while you're dead. It's like a triple downside for you. So yeah, number one thing is don't die, okay? I got a question, like, the most fun way for me to play the game is just playing Samira, but played Jinx, got to D2 by OTPing her, and I was honestly happy, but it wasn't fun. Honestly, I was kind of happy, but it wasn't fun at all. So I'm wondering, is having fun more important than doing something just to climb and for LP? Look, I would say it's more about your perspective. Like, what do you want to get out of playing League? Some people play it for fun, some people play it to be competent and climb, and some people find a mix of both. For me, I find it more fun winning than playing the fun champions. So for me, I'd never minded playing whatever's strong, you know, like I would always want to play it. I'd play 20 games of Kai'Sa in a row, Ashe in a row, Jhin in a row, if that's what was going to make me win. Now, let's say I play 20 games of Jhin in a row, and that's what's OP, and I'm losing. Then I'm going to get frustrated. Man, just let me go play Samira or something, because I'm not winning and I'm not having that much fun. So, depends on your outlook on life and League of Legends, kind of like, what do you want from the game? If you want to be high elo, then you need to play the things that are winning your games. If you wanna enjoy a bit more, and you don't mind so much about elo, then play what's fun too. But what I would say is that, like, Samira as an example is very team combat and support dependent, you know. If you have Samira Lulu, like, that doesn't sound very fun, you know. You need a melee support, you need someone who knows who's good at all innings, so maybe by playing duo queue, you always have a good support, or you always have someone that can play Blitzcrank, Pike, Naut, Leona, whatever, you know. So, yeah, it's kind of up to you, how you view, but I assume if you're here in the coaching Discord and watching coaching replays that you probably want to climb. So, yeah, there's probably a middle ground where you can play Samira and climb, but you'll be limited by the champion's strength, on a particular patch. So yeah, I hope that made sense. Hello Max, how you going? Would you review a draft here if I send one? What would you like, dislike? I kind of want to keep it related to this session if possible, as much as I can. But yeah, maybe I'll come back to it. I'm gonna answer some other people's questions because you already asked. What should I be really focusing on if I took a big break from the game and getting back into a Chow climb? Kind of touch and go on a lot of what would be the best fundamentals to focus on to unrust. I don't think there's like a particular answer here. I would say... let me think about this for a second. I mean, as I said, like all the fundamentals in the guide are exactly what you need to focus on. They are the fundamentals. But basically, if you come back from a break, the best thing to do in League of Legends is follow like a time sheet. So I hope you guys can all see this. So at the start of the game, minions spawn right here, 0-0. Basically, if you are coming back to League of Legends and you're starting again fresh and you're trying to improve, you need to start reviewing from 0-0 up until, you know, 10 and just keep going from here. So I wouldn't review too much about mid game or team fightings or dragon setup or how to use Baron if you're not laning well, you're not trading well, you're not warding at the right times, you're dying to the enemy jungler, things like this. So I'd make the game as easy as possible and just review the early games. And just keep going early game, early game, early game, early game. Because that happens every game no matter what. Late game, Baron, things like this don't always happen. Sometimes FF, sometimes people are not interested. So start with the start of the game. The basics and the fundamentals from the start of the game. And yeah, if you look at the course, which I know you have access to, Jonas, you can start from there. But yeah, particularly try not to die, try to CS well, try to get advantages in lane. If you can't get advantages in lane, try not to lose advantages in lane. Then try to play champions that matter. Things like this, if you're trying to win. If you're trying to improve, take your time. It takes time to get back into things. So yeah. So to follow up on your question, Wyatt, about the if I would have different advice for lower elo AD carries. Basically, the reason why I made the fundamental course fundamental is so it would apply to everyone. And I spent a lot of time figuring out what I should and shouldn't include and things like this. But at the end of the day, fundamentals don't change, no matter what elo you're at. But the level at which you can apply these fundamentals change. So, for example, game theory and trying to think about what your opponent's thinking and things like that might not be so useful for a player that is making basic mistakes on their own game. So something that me and Rafi were also talking about is like, you need to play off what the enemy sees on their map, not just what you see. You need to compute the two and calculate. But for a player that's playing in Platinum or lower, or even in Master or lower, just focus on making good decisions yourself first. Because, well, you can play off what the enemy sees, but if you like are making mistakes on basic trades or warding and things like this, then it's pointless. Does that make sense? So start at the basics of the fundamentals. And fundamentals apply even to challenger players. Challenger players make fundamental mistakes. So there's always things to learn and improve on your fundamentals. Is it possible to climb with small 2-champ pool as an AD carry, or would it be limiting versus different matchups in high elo? It depends how high elo you're going. I would say depends as well if the champion's meta. Let's say the problem is if the champion's meta, it might get banned or picked more often, which means then your effective champion pool is 1. Because you lose one of your champions. So if by high elo you're implying Master, Grandmaster, Challenger, I would say Master you might get away with it, Grandmaster Plus you probably won't. And depends on how strong your champion is. So yeah. Yes, me and Crowny are working on a course. Actually, we've done most of it. We're just trying to get the editing sorted and the website sorted and things like this. So yeah, still working on it. But yeah, I think we'll probably end up finishing up here unless there's any last questions. But yeah, I hope you guys thought this was useful. Again, as I said, check out the Patreon, doing a giveaway for the course for Christmas. And yeah, I hope that was something worth doing. I'm gonna do these coaching sessions anyways. I hope, Rafi, you found that useful and not too intense with like people watching and stuff, but I think you handled it very well.
It's fun. It was fun.
It's a official match, you know, coaching session, like high heart rate. But yeah, I was not sure how this was gonna go. I didn't think it would be that useful. Too many people would show up, but actually I'm very pleasantly surprised. And yeah, hopefully you guys will see yourselves on YouTube and the little icons and stuff. So go check it out there. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming through. I really appreciate it, and hope you have a good rest of your weekend.